Well, hello geezers. I promised myself I was going to do this video a while ago, and generally because I see a lot of people on the site with questions about practice chanters and what practice chanter is the best one and which one should they start with. Well, there's so many practice chanters out there, and I wouldn't say there was one that was particularly better than any other one, specifically for the job. But it's down to individual taste and choice, and you probably will end up with a few practice chanters, if you're able to afford them, as they can get a wee bit pricey too. But I thought I would give a video of my selection of stuff, and hopefully it would be a bit of a help to folks out there. I'm also going to talk a wee bit about the practice chanter reeds as well. Again, it's kind of horses for courses. Some reeds sound better on some chanters, and some reeds are just really hard to deal with. I think, though, now we're very lucky to have a tremendous percentage of really good stuff out there. And again, it's just down to personal taste. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'll start off with a plastic chanter here, Polychatter, and this is what are they called? McCallum's, and this is, I see a lot of these, a lot of people with these, and if you play around with the reed, and you'll see I've got a wee bit of tape on the G there. You don't have to play with something that sounds like a duck in heat. So if you play around with them a little bit, you can get them to sound not too bad. So anyway, I'll play a scale, and we'll compare it with scales between each and every one of these chanters. Now, you'll see here, I've got one of these wee dental bands on this, and I think this is a Warnock's practice chanter reed. I think they're quite distinctive. They all come in red, these ones. And this is very much like the old style when I was a kid. This is like the original practice chanter reeds that we had. Other than that, we also what was available was cane practice chanter reeds, which I loved, but they did tend to be much more susceptible to wet and goop, and they had a tendency to fall apart quite quickly. Especially when you're a wee boy and you don't really look after things. But these are pretty good. But as you see, I've got a dental band on about halfway down, and that just makes it a wee bit quieter and also tunes it in a wee bit, so it plays quite nicely. Okay, the next one is a Polynile. Again, similarly, wee bit of tape on the high G, and but this is with a different reed. This is one of the Abbott reeds, the black Abbott reeds, and you'll see that this one doesn't have hemp on it. It's got a wee clever wee rubber grommets that seal it off. I quite like these. It's pretty good. You need to keep them lubed with a wee bit of Vaseline and stuff like that, and they work really well. That one, the Nile, I feel has a sort of clarinet-like sound to it. It's really nice. Okay, we'll jettison to the past a wee bit, and here is J&R Glenn's Blackwood chanter with a repaired top piece that's been lined with poly by Dumbars. And this really was not a sensible thing to do, but it's just because this is a chanter I had when I was a kid, and I got this when I was about 10 years old, and it's just nostalgia that makes me hang on to this and keep it going. And it has quite a nice sound too. Okay. Yeah, as I say, if you're looking for a chanter, there are quite a few old chanters out there. Now, this is to give you a wee bit of an idea of the height difference. There's the modern long style chanter and the old-fashioned style practice chanter. So, considerable difference. People say this is better for you to go onto the big pipes because it's closer to the size of a regular chanter. I don't know. It's, again, personal choice. Here we have a wee kids chanter. This was my hope to get my kids into bagpiping, but it never worked. And this is a little Sinclair practice chanter designed specifically for children. Now, this took a wee bit more work to get it to play reasonably, and you'll see it does have a wee bit of that pregnant duck sound to it. Sorry for the funny notes there, but my fingers are too chubby to fit on that one. Then we've got the high-tech, which is the ESSB. I bought this really just because I was dying to see what they were like. These are really good. They're worth the money, I think, to be honest. But they're different to play. It's a lot heavier chanter. It is interchangeable. This is the B chanter, and there's an A chanter with it. They did make a C as well, but I think that's been discontinued, and I haven't been able to get my hands on one as yet. So, I'll give you a wee idea of the sound on these. And just as comparison, here's the A. Just make sure I put it in the right way up. Here we go. Now, as you'll see, Lincoln Hilton has made these kind of famous as well, because you'll find that's what he plays in a lot of the chanter videos using circular breathing, and very effective and very cool. And I think that's good for young pipers as well, because it always gives them some incentive to play new and exciting music. And then the final one for me is this rather beautiful chanter here that I had made specifically for me by Dumbars in St. Catharines, Canada. And this is a lovely chanter, not only beautiful, but it has a super sound. Again, it's using an Abbott reed, but this is the Abbott Light, I think it's called. And again, I've fiddled around a wee bit with it, and sometimes you have to sand the tips a wee bit, things like that, just to get the kind of sound and performance you want, and make it easier to blow, especially for us old geezers. And you know, if you play around with it, it's amazing how well you can get them to sound. I really love the tone of this. Again, it sounds clarinet-like, and that's coming from the reed. These are much wider reeds, especially the Black Abbot, which is what I originally started with, and then I saw that there was this lighter Abbot, and I was interested to try them out. Reeds are interesting. There's as I say, the Black Abbot style here. I hope you can see that fine. There's the Walsh style. These are great reeds too, super reeds. Here's one of the what did I say these were? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. I've been talking to, but anyway, that's the red reed. Again, with a wee moisture preventer at the bottom. Works quite well. I haven't had any luck with these shorter reeds. These have come with things, not particularly reeds I would have chosen. But again, probably just need to be played around with to get them to work. So, I hope this is of some help. It's taken a wee while maybe a wee while longer to introduce you to all this stuff. I hope for folks that are looking to start, or in the midst of starting, or playing around with what to pick and choose, I hope it's a wee bit of help. But again, it's down to, if you can, though this isn't the best time to be sharing chanters with anybody, but if you can, have a shot of different chanters and see what you like the sound of. But in most cases, you can play around with the reeds and really change what your chanter can do. And again, it's just down to a wee bit of sanding. Always sand a little bit and try. Sand a little bit and try. Because once you sand it off, you can't put it back on. And that's where the rubber bands come in really handy. They do make differences on the reed, and you'll find that it makes them easier to play, and makes them sound better too. And my feeling is with chanters is you spend a lot of time playing on chanters, practicing and practicing and practicing, and if it doesn't sound good, it's more difficult to learn a tune. If you're not in tune, then it's not great. It's not great at all. And you shouldn't have to torture yourself with all that practice on a poorly tuned instrument. I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see what I can put together in other things, hopefully to help folks make some decisions out there. All the best from Northern Canada. Cheers.